Today I'll be showing you a quick tutorial on reloading 223 as well as give you an idea of some of the equipment needed and what that costs if you're looking to get started into the hobby. So first thing you're gonna need is the recipe book. So that's gonna allow you to actually do the reloading with the right amount of powder per your bullets that you're purchasing. Also gives you some good information on case length and things like that for trimming. And we start out with the cleaning of the cases. If you're reloading, that means you're using bullets that you've already shot, or cases I mean, so you need to get a tumbler as well as the media to clean up your used cases. Once you're done cleaning, obviously you're going to want to get that media out and get to work on prepping the cases for the reloading. So what we need to do first is what I usually do, lay out a few of them on a nice clean surface like a paper towel, and we're going to have to lubricate them for when they go into the resizing die for the press. And you can see here, Lyman Quick Lube. It's going to cost about $8. And all you really need to do is give them a couple shots, make sure you get them 180 degrees, and roll them back and forth a little bit to get them kind of spread out with the lubrication, and then you're ready to go on to the press. The press I'll be using, as you can see here, is the Breech Lock by Lee. I'll also be using a set of dies by Lee. You can see here runs about $30. So first thing, you're going to want to put your shell plate in in the press. That will come with the dies, and that's going to be what holds the bottom end of your case while you're putting it up through the press. And next you are going to put in your primer removing and full length sizer. You can see I have locking rings on mine to keep the position better. And then you'll also have the quick bushings for the breech lock press. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit how those go in. So it's kind of like a positive locking mechanism on it. So you rotate it so that the threads mesh properly with those in the press, and it'll drop in place. And you can see the small button there. You're going to compress that, and it actually auto aligns it, so you have the same setting on your press every time. So now comes the easy part of actually removing the primer and sizing the case. So all you simply do is slide it into the shell holder and run it up into the die. If you don't lubricate, it'll often get stuck here, and it's a real pain to figure out. Once your primer's out, you can go ahead and trim the case to length. I'm using the Lee case trimmer and a drill to do it. So basically this is going to get you the proper length, and you can see here some of the shavings coming off. And once done with that, you will have some cleanup to do. You can probably see it a little bit coming up here that there is a burr on both the inside and outside edge. So first what I'm going to do is check the case length. We're looking for a max of 1.750. We hit 749. I'm good to go. So now we can move on to cleaning up some of the other pieces. So the kit you see here from Lyman's very nice, meant to be used by hand, but I'm going to use with a drill attachment. You have a reamer for both the inside and outside of the neck, and then the primer pocket cleaner comes for both large and small primers, so I'm removing the large primer setup, and also the reaming tool. Just need to do a cleaning today with the smaller piece. So we're going to start with that, run it into the drill, and very simple process here. You basically just take the cleaning tool, put it in the primer pocket, and run your drill. What I normally do is do this a few times, knock out some of the stuff in between to make sure you get it good and clean. Probably can't really see it, but it's a good clean primer pocket, so that should get you what you need. So next we're going to put on the outside neck reamer. So we're going to get rid of the burr that's on the outside of the case. This usually takes a few attempts. It's not the sharpest tool ever, but what you want to do is check and make sure you get that burr gone, but don't want to cut off too much of the neck since it is trimmed to length. Once it's smooth, you can go on to the inside reaming tool. So quick swap over with the drill, and this one's pretty sharp and cuts pretty quick, so usually doesn't take much, just one quick hit like you see here, and that'll remove as much as needed. And now you can see nice edge there. So now we move on to the hand priming. So another Lee setup here, just a hand press, subject to little heartache shell holder, 15 bucks. So the little number 4 plate you see in there, you have to buy a kit separate of the shell holder. So now that your case is ready with the primer, we're going to put it in the powder. So you can see here I have a Frankfurt Arsenal digital scale. What we're doing here is putting on the small cup that the powder will go in and tearing it out, so we start at 0. Then we're going to take the measuring cup over to the Lee powder measure you see here, and it's all been adjusted and is fairly consistent. So I'll drop in the powder. I happen to be using Varget, which is like a stick style, as you can see. And scale tells us we are at 25 grains even. So if we go back to our reloading book and take a look for what I'm reloading, you'll see the small note off to the right side saying 12-13. That's my reload, looking for 24.9 grains to be used with a 60 grain bullet. I'm at 25.1 grain for what I do is good enough, so I'm going to say we're good to go. So I'm going to take my case with the primer in it and dump in the powder. Now we're ready to put in the bullets, as I mentioned before, using 60 grainers. So I've already transferred the die into the press. That'll require some setting, but this is going to be the bullet seating process. So you basically just take the bullet, drop it in the neck of the case, and run it up into your seating die. And now your bullet is in place. I'm actually going to run another step here with the crimper. So you can see removing the old bullet seating die and putting in place the crimper. This is going to give a more positive, solid neck to bullet contact area, often used in semi-automatic rifles, where you run into the possibility of having the bullet actually contact the magazine while it is being pushed forward, and this allows you to basically hold that bullet seat in place. So you can see here total equipment ran about $300, not including materials, but shoots very nice groups at the range, and one outlier, but all within the size of a quarter, and that's good enough for me. So if you liked the video and want to see more, I do a bunch of different types of reloading, pistol, shotgun, larger rifle. Let me know. I might be able to show you something, and also firearms reviews. I have a few of my own, as well as ammunition testing. So if you'd like to see anything, please ask. And if you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.